Hello guys, Nika here with your daily neuro nugget yet again outside. If you hate these videos, I'm sorry. We're gonna do this outside because I need to get 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight between both of my jobs. So here we are, and people probably think I am a homeless person because I'm literally sitting at the edge of a road here. I needed to get away from all the vehicles. Also, trying not to get too distracted by trains, people on bikes, families, dogs. Hopefully we won't get there. So needless to say, I don't have another tea recipe today. I'm actually craving lemonade, probably because I'm parched and sitting in the sun yet again. So also be nice in the comments, guys. Not all of us women wear makeup all the time. So here I am, yes, sweaty, horrible lighting, no makeup. So what are you gonna do? Be nice in the comments, please. Now, I wanted to talk about Missy Woods. I know I have covered her before. Back in the beginning of when this case first started, I have made videos about Missy Woods, and this relates very closely to the IDAHO4. Missy Woods used to work for the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. Massive facility, powerful agency, government agency. Now, Missy Woods is a horrible human being, in my opinion. And I have this doubt that maybe Mallory and maybe Payne learned something from her. Of course, Missy Woods had nothing beneficial to teach because we know she is a horrible human being. So what did Missy Woods do? This forensic scientist working for CBI lied in so many of her DNA analysis. Not only did she blatantly lie, but she willingly cut corners. And when she was asked about it, she said, "I was tired." If that's not a horrible human being, then I don't know what is. You know why? Because we all make mistakes. We are all human. We all make mistakes. I am a scientist myself. Trust me, it is very tempting to cut corners. But we don't, and we should not. Not only is it immoral, but it's illegal, people. People's lives are on the line when you cut corners, when you are using science. So Missy Woods has potentially affected over 3,000 specimens involved in over 650 cases. When Missy was also questioned, of course, she was given a pass. Why? Because that's what government agencies do. I'm telling you this as a veteran and as somebody who has family members who work in government agencies. People within the government always get a pass. Not only that, but Missy Woods was known to be the golden child of the CBI. They loved that woman. I don't know why. I think some people just have that charisma and they can get away with their evil wrongdoings because her colleagues had reported her cutting corners, catching her lying in the DNA analysis. And you know what her supervisors did? Nothing, not one thing. And even after all her crap was put out for everybody to know that she had lied in these DNA analysis, cut corners, did not follow SOPs, standard operating procedures, they still allowed her to retire in lieu of termination. Tell me how that is fair. And not only that, but Missy Woods had the audacity to say, well, it was only in SA cases. Only in SA cases? Are you effing kidding me? Tell that to an SA victim, because if that was you or your daughter, I don't think you would be saying only in SA cases. If you don't know what SA is, by the way, please Google it. There is a website, sabf.org, I believe. YouTube will delete, demonetize like they did my past 3 channels when we talk about SA or anything that does not fit YouTube standards, protocols. So Google what SA means. That's a big deal. Those cases are a big deal. Imagine SA cases involving children. You're gonna tell me, Missy Woods, that it was not a big deal to those children, that it was not a big deal to those parents, no justice for these people. So now CBI is requesting, what was it, over $4 million? Why? To hopefully be able to retest or give money to all of these people that did not get justice in these cases. And Missy Woods said, well, it was only SA cases, but her colleagues had documented that she had also cut corners in the hammer killer cases. What does that mean? It means that we have people out there working within the bureaus who call themselves scientists, who are not following protocols, who F up the DNA willingly all the time. And we have Missy Woods saying, I was burnt out. Bitch, what? I'm sorry, but as a scientist, I'm not going to tolerate somebody being burnt out. If you're burnt out, you take a sick day. If you are burnt out, you take a day off. You don't cut corners and say, oh yeah, this cop didn't do it. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. Why? Because now, looking back in the last 30 years of her cases, her BS DNA analysis, we know that there were so many DNA samples that involved DNA from police officers, specifically from Denver. I think she had friends in higher places. She's clearing these cops. Not all cops are bad. I have cop friends, cop family members. This is not about that. This is about a person not doing her job and affecting the justice system for the people who need justice, for these people who were involved in these killer cases, these SA cases. They are going to need justice. And now, for all those people, those 3,000 samples, 650 cases who did not get it, guess what? Do you think that there is enough DNA to be able to rerun these 3,000 specimens? No. There was an instance of one of her colleagues coming out saying Missy Woods brought her a DNA sample at 2:30 p.m. and told her to have it ready by the end of the day. What's the end of the day at the CBI? Maybe 4, maybe 5 p.m.? The colleague said, it's contaminated. It's going to take much longer. And allegedly, Missy Woods said, well, make it be uncontaminated because we need the results now. When I talk about Missy Woods, it sounds like, well, it's just one person, right? But actually, this is very common, and that's the problem, because how do we not know that Payne or Mowry didn't do something like that? Because it's so easy to get away with those things. And when you have so many people within the forces, and I'm telling you this because as a veteran, I've seen this shit go down all of the time. People getting passes, okay? Random fact of the day, when I was in the military, I was just a little E3, just starting my course school in the Navy, and we had a senior chief. She had been in 20 plus years, close to 30, close to retirement. She was older, okay? I was young. I was probably early 20s. This lady was mid 50s. This lady was dating an 18-year-old boy, and they happened to crash their vehicle right outside of the emergency room on base. They crashed a car there. They were both under the influence and had some other things in their urine samples that I had to run. Now, if you're a lower ranking military member, guess what happens to you? You go to captain's mast, or you get kicked out, or you get dishonorable discharge, or you get other than honorable discharge for the most petty little SHIT. But if you're a master chief and you have been in for 30 plus years and you're drunk driving with a minor, by the way, with a minor, and you were the driver, and not only that, but you have other drugs in your system, including coke and amphetamines and God knows what else, guess what happens to you? You being the master chief? Nothing. That shit gets swept under the rug. This is not me being negative. This is me telling you the cold, hard realities of the truth, because it's something that happens so often. And once you have worked in government agencies, you see this all of the time. I believe it also happens in other places, hospitals as well. If you know, it's about who you know. Missy Woods is a horrible human being. She should be in jail. I can believe, but I'm extremely disgusted and disappointed that they let her get away with that and let her retire. Let the golden child retire. It doesn't matter if she willingly effed up 3,000 specimens. She was burnt out. And then we have Brett Payne. And we have Mary doing just what Missy Woods did. Let's delete things. When Missy Woods was asked about, why were you deleting things? Oh, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking. Whoops, I was burnt out. Is that the shit that Mary is going to try to pull? Because we know that Anne, to this very day, is still requesting evidence. What does it matter if Ann Taylor has 97% of random, useless evidence if she does not have the 3% she needs to show that her client is innocent, allegedly? This, when we zoom out much further, we realize this is not a small issue. It's huge. It's everywhere. And I think it speaks volumes of current society. Again, I'm not a pessimist. I'm quite the opposite, which is why I feel this internal pull, this urge to have to hold people accountable. And I am not perfect, people. So, yeah, I don't know what to do about that either. Hey, there's a cyclist. All I can say is it's hard to do the right thing in this very wrong world, but you must do it nonetheless. It's painful when you see coworkers doing the wrong thing, when they're cutting corners, affecting the lives of people, but you have to stand up. You have to. Because one day you will be on the receiving end of that, and you would want people to do the right thing for you when you are seeking justice for yourself or a loved one. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think about Missy Woods? Do you think Brett Payne and Officer Mary took secret lessons from her? Because that is a lot like what it's sounding like to me. Of course, it's all my opinion. These are all theories, speculations, ADD rants, ADHD rants. And you guys have a wonderful evening. I have about 30 minutes left before I have to shower, change into my scrubs, and go back to my other job today. My hours are all discombobulated this week, so stay tuned. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Have a good night.